we're going to have a ball in our hands. Make sure the ball is not too overinflated. So you need a bit of give. Yeah, perfect. Excellent. Bring us out with our feet together. And opening our toes and our heels. Setting the weight underneath each foot. Make sure it's nice and centered. Relaxing the feet. Little toe nice and away from the big toe. Imagine you're in warm sand. Digging your feet into that sand. Nice and centered. Soft knees, hand on our hips. Or because we put the ball on our hands, we're going to put one hand behind, one hand in front. And imagine a big ball and a little ping pong ball in the middle of that ball. And you roll that ping pong ball, tucking your bottom under, and then roll the ping pong ball out, tucking the bottom up. You tuck the bottom under and lifting it in it up. Rolling the ball in and out of the ball. And keeping the movements big to start with and slowly reducing the movements until we come to a nice little, or to the middle point where we feel we can center or have centered the ball in the bottom of the ball. Hands relaxed inside of us. Rolling the shoulders away, melting the shoulder blades towards our bottom. Chin slightly tucked towards our chest, head nice and long, being pulled nice and tall towards the ceiling with that big ilium balloon. And we're going to take a deep breath across our chest and breathing out to release. Breathing in across our ribs and breathing out. Imagine we've got balloons in our rib cage. We inflate it as we breathe in and deflate it as you're breathing out. Keeping the shoulders nice and still. And the next out breath, we're going to take another breath in. And the next out breath, we're going to zip from the back through to the front, lifting the pelvic floor towards our heart. And keep that connection as we breathe in and out. Try to keep that core connection through our breathing. Awakening our lower tummy muscles. Keeping that nice little zipping feeling through our front as if we wanted to zip or fit into our very tight pair of jeans. And then we're going to breathe in and release everything. Nice and tall. We're going to hold the ball onto our left hand. We're going to lift and reach above our hand. Pass it to the right and reach behind. Left, reach above, pass it behind. Reach above our head, pass it behind. Breathing in to reach up. Out to pass it behind. Keep it nice and tall. And we'll come up again, back to the side, and this time we're going to stay on our right and come back up, swapping direction. One more. Reaching up, stay nice and tall, and put the ball onto the top of your head, holding it with your hands, elbows nice and big. You're going to shrug your shoulders up to your ear and relax down. Reach up, pass the ball behind. Coming back up, reach, ball on your head, shrug, relax, reach, pass the ball behind. Up, ball on your head and shrug. Relax down, reach and ball behind. And again, up, down, shrug, down, reach and up. This time we're going to add a little twist. We're going to come up, ball on our head. We're going to shrug, relax the shoulders down, keep the hips forward, and we're going to twist to the side, pushing the hips to the side, to the front. Come back to center, reach, pass the ball behind. And again, up, on our head, shrug, release, twist to the other way, pushing the hips forward. Come back to middle, reach, and down. One more, coming up, down. Shrug, release, and twist. Back to the center, reach, to the side, coming up, on our heads, shrug, release, and twist. Back in. We're going to stay in that position. We're going to shrug again, release down, twist, and this time we're going to bring our arm to the side, open the arms to the side, back in, on our head. Shrug, release, twist, and reach to the side, looking to the ball, back up, on our head. Shrug, release, twist, hips forward and reach the arms in front and behind, looking to the ball. Come back up, back to the center, and one more on the other side. Reach, shrug, down, twist, and shrug, reach to the other side. And from here, you're going to bring the ball up, put it onto the front hand, looking into the hole, getting a little stretch, coming back up. Oh, sorry, go back up. And on that head. Breath in, breathing out. Shrug, release, twist and reach behind. Bring the arm up and over, looking to onto the hole, coming back to the center, back down. Hope you're feeling a bit warmer now, rolling your shoulders behind. Perfect. We're going to roll our ball to the knees, put it underneath or between our knees, shooting our bottom to the back, looking in front of us. I'm going to tuck our bottom under and head in for a little cat stretch, and then lift the bottom out, head down. Breath in, breathing out, rounding up, and lifting out. Rounding up, and lifting out. One more, rounding up, and lifting out. And this time you're going to take the ball and lower it up to your ankle. You might want to bring your ankles a bit closer. Just give it a little squeeze and roll back up. Give your shoulders a bit of a roll back. Still nice and tall. I'm going to warm up the ankles now. Take a breath in, breathing out, center through your core. Come up to your toes and down. Give it a little ball, a little squeeze to help your balance. Rising up and down. Imagine you're on the tube, in a tube, and you're rising up towards the ceiling. Keeping the toes nice and soft. Squeezing through our bottom to help. We can put our hands on our hips if we want. Still is nice and soft as well. Rising to the ceiling. Breathing out. And in one more. And we're going to bring to our little foot series. We're going to come up. Imagine the wall behind us. Slide down, bend the knees. Lower the heels and rise back up. Rise up to your toes. Slide against the wall, bend the knees. Lower the heels and rise back up. Come up. slide, knees bent, lower the heels and reach back up. Rise to the toes, bend the knees, lower the heels and rise up. And again, up, knees, heels and toes, knees, heels and up. We're going to go the other way. This time I'm going to slide down, bend the knees first, come to your toes, reach to the ceiling and lower down. Knees, toes, rise up and lower down. Knees, heels up, rise up and lower down. Again, knees on our toes and reach to the ceiling and down, using the ball to help with the balance and up. We're going to do one way and the other, starting going up, slide down, heels down, reach up, down, toes, rise up, lower down, rise up, knees, heels and come back up, knees, heels, rise up and lower down. One more in each direction, up, down, heels and rise, and down, heels, rise to your toes and lower down. Arms to the side. We do a little roll down, remembering the wall behind us. Nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. Breath in, breathing out, change your chest, rolling forward. Remembering peeling off the spine wide bone at a time. Nice and slowly. The hips come last. Going as far down as we can. Breath in at the bottom. Breathing out, restacking from the bottom first. And then the spine. Roll the shoulders back. Nice and tall. Breath in. Breathing out, change your chest. Rolling forward. Peeling off the vertebrae by vertebrae. Hips and bottom. Maybe going a bit further down this time. Breathe in. And this time you're going to take the ball and roll it up to your knees. Squeeze it between your knees. And then shoot your bottom behind, come into a new chair squat and squeeze back up. And then chair squats down and keeping the knees nice and tight between keeping the ball bit nice and tight between the knees. Simple chair squat, heels, weight on our heels, bottom and head in a diagonal line. Breathing out, come down, in to come back up. We're going to do two more. Last one, stay down. We're going to squeeze the ball for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and squeeze back up. Perfect. From here, we're going to come to our one leg stand. We're going to keep the ball squeezed between our knees, come to the toes onto one leg, and then hover the foot. From here, we're going to roll the knee that's on a leg that's off the floor. Roll the knee onto the ball, dipping the pelvis to the side and roll back up. Roll it down, roll back up. So you're basically trying to, as if you wanted to take the hip bone away from its socket as you roll the knee onto the ball, dipping the pelvis onto this side as you roll the knees back down. If you're having trouble with your balance, so you're trying to stay nice and square, and we roll to the side, that way, and down. Dip in the hip, that way. So you're trying to keep the shoulders facing forward, and the hips taping forward, the knee on the standing leg is not bending, it's the hip that's dipping. You might want to try with just a toe onto the floor if you want, that helps with balance, and dipping that knee, not that knee, the hip down. Keeping strong through your core. 2 more, down and up. That's a new one, that one. And back up. Give your leg a bit, your ankle a bit of a. We're going to do the other side. We're going to come to this side on our toes. Hover. And then dip. And back up. Dip. And back up. You're trying to keep the body nice and forward. So I've got a tendency of twisting. I'm trying to keep my body straight, dipping the side of the pelvis to the floor and back up. Roll, as you roll your knee onto the ball, you're dipping that pelvis. So you're creating a little slide with your hips. Remembering that bucket of water, you're dipping the water onto the side. Or you've got sand in your pockets and you empty the sand out of that pocket as you dip that pelvis to the side. That makes sense. Or what else can I say? Imagine you've got a big weight attached to your knee and it's pulling the knee down, moving the hip down at the same time, trying to keep the hips forward. 2 more. And another one. And back in. Woo. Strong on this, on the ankle, that one. And we're going to come back onto keeping the knee between our knees. Come back to the other leg. Foot off of the floor. Remembering the wall behind you. We're going to squat and slide down. Squeeze back up. Slide down against the wall. Squat and back up. 3. We're going to do 5 on one leg. 4 and 5. And we're going to swap leg. Squat hard, that one. Hovering the foot. Remembering that wall behind us and you slide, squatting that one leg and up. 2, 3, 4 and 5. And we're going to do 5 more on the other leg. Hovering the foot. Square is not squirting, squeezing through our tummy muscles and squatting down and up. Tucking that bottom under. 2, 3, 4. Last one and 5. Well done. Perfect. We do nice little roll down. One more roll down. Nice and tall, chin to chest. Rolling forward, remembering one vertebra at a time. And then we're going to roll, take the ball away. Roll the ball to the floor. Breath in and breathing back up. And we're going to do a little bit more work on one leg. This time we're going to put the one foot on the ball. So we're going to start with resting our heel onto the ball with the toes onto the mat. Just imagine the ball is a nice fluffy cake. So we're trying to put as little pressure as we can onto the ball to keep it nice and fluffy. We're going to do our heel rises on one leg. So take a nice breath in, breathing out, engaged through your core. Use that glute on that standing leg to rise up to your toes, to your toe, yeah, and down. Rise up and down without putting hardly any pressure onto the ball on the other foot. Coming up and down. And again, breathing out and using that glute to lift yourself up. Remembering you're being sucked up towards the ceiling. Breathing out and in. We're coming down nice and gently and not like a big lump. back onto our heels. Okay, one more. Perfect. And we're going to do our foot series on one leg. So we're going to come up, squat, lower the heels, rise back up. Rise up, bend the knee, lower the heel, back up. Up, knee, lower the heel, back up. And the other way, down, toes, rise up, back down. That's a bit harder, that one. Down, toes, rise up, back down. Ooh. Last one. Down, toes, rise up, down. And we're going to swap leg. See if we're better on one side than the other. So soft, heel onto the ball, soft toes, using the glute on that standing leg, knee nice and soft. Nice little gentle pressure onto the ball with the foot that's on the ball. Breath in to prepare, breathing that engage through your core. Rise up and down. Rise up and down. Zipping through your front to help your balance. Shooting up towards the ceiling. And try to come as slowly down as you can. I'm going to do one more. And we're going to do our foot series. We're going to come up. Oh, hang on. You're going to come up, squat, lower the heels, rise up. Up, squat, lower the heel, back up. Up, knee bend, heel down, and up. Toes, knee, heel, and up. And I'm going to do the other way. Down, toes, rise up, lower down. Down, toes, rise up, and lower down. Two more. Squat, toes, reach, and down. Squat, toes, reach, and lower down. Perfect. Give your ankle a bit of a twirl, and your legs a bit of a shake. Really good. Come to the end of your mat. Make sure you've got a cushion on the opposite end. We're going to come to the floor. Perfect. Feet nice and parallel, nice and tall. Remembering the wall behind us. Rest in, breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward. Press the shoulders and then the spine. Nice and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. And at the bottom, the hips, lowering ourselves down, bending the knees. And we're going to come to the floor on our bottom. But first, we're going to deflate the ball a little bit. So you're going to take that plug off. We're going to try to deflate about halfway. So that the side is touching the other side almost. Mine is a little bit too deflated now. So like you have like a concave, one side is like concave inside the other one. Really good. So you're going to come onto your back. First of all, leave the ball onto one side to start with. Come onto our backs with our little head cushion underneath our heads. Feet and knees together. We're going to find our position to start first. So knees bent. We're going to open our toes, open our heels. Feet and legs nice and parallel, hip width apart. And then we're going to remember our tray of drinks. So we're going to tilt the pelvis down and then tilt the pelvis up. So squashing the lower back to the floor and lifting it up. Keeping the movements big to start with and slowly reducing each movement until we come to the midpoint where we can put a tray of drinks across the hips and the drinks wouldn't slide away. We have a little gap underneath the lower back for a little blueberry. Hands are relaxed either side of us. Chest is nice and soft towards the floor. And we've got a little pitch underneath our chin, keeping the neck nice and long, shoulders relaxed away from our ears. We're going to work on our hundreds to start with. So we're going to hover the arms off of the floor. Take a breath in and count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out, engage through your core and count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to try to keep that connection as we breathe in again and count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathing out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to now, as we breathe in and count, we're going to tap the fingers nice and 5 times as you breathe in and 5 times as you breathe out. So try to keep that core connection as we're breathing normally. Remembering we're zipping from the back through to the front, lifting the pelvic floor towards our hearts. Or try to squeeze into our tight pair of jeans. And trying to keep that in a gentle connection as we breathe in and out. And the next one, the next out breath, you're going to come up to single tabletop and keep that core connection. And then the next out breath, we're going to imprint the chest down and come up to double tabletop and try to keep that core connection. Remembering our blueberry, make sure we haven't squashed it. And we're going to zip our feet and legs together. Bring our hands behind our head. Come up to abdo prep, lifting the shoulders away from the floor. Chin towards the ceiling. Counting in and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As we hold that core connection. Couple more breaths. Lower your arms and shoulders and lower one leg at a time. We're going to roll up, take the ball and put it between our knees. And roll back down. Move the head cushion away. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathing out, so you're going to squeeze the ball, squash your blueberry, squeeze your bottom and lift your shoulder bridge nice and up towards the ceiling. Squeezing that bottom up, breath in at the top and out to put the spine back down. Breath in at the bottom. Breathing out, squash the ball, squash your blueberry, squeeze your bottom up and lift the spine one bone at a time, squeezing your bottom up to a nice ski slope. Breath in and here we're going to squeeze the ball for 3, 2, 1 and lower down. Back to the floor, breath in. Breathing out, engage, squeeze your ball. Squash your blueberry, lift your bottom up. Nice ski slope, chest nice and soft, and squeeze for 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Breath in, keep going, breathing out, engage, come up to your shoulder blades. Nice and slow, and this time we're going to squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Breath in at the bottom, breathing out, engage, squash, and lift up. And we're going to squeeze for 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Breath in, breathing out, engage, squeeze your ball, squash your blueberry, come back up, keeping the chin nice and tucked towards your chest. Squeeze for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back down. Breath in, breathing out, engage, come up to your shoulder bridge, squeezing that ball. And we're going to go for 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. 2 more sets. We're going to go for 9. Breath in, breathing out, engage, come up, squeezing the ball. Nice and slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Breath in at the top. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. And last one, breath in, breathing out, engage, come up. Breathe in at the top and squeeze for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Really good. Bring your knees to your chest. Give your bottom a bit of a stretch. Take the ball away from your knees. Put the foot back down. Roll to your side, come back to your sitting position. And then you're going to put the ball behind your shoulder blades. So right where your shoulder blades are, so in the middle of your shoulder blades, roll back down and rest your shoulder blades onto the ball. Get a nice little support. I'm going to find our neutral back with our pelvis. We're creating a little triangle underneath our back between our bottom and the ball. And we still have a little gap underneath the lower back. We're going to support our heads with our hands, resting their head onto our hands behind us, shoulders away from their ears. We're going to work on our abdominals now. We're going to take a breath in, breathing out, engage, and we're going to lower our heads behind the ball, breathing out, breathing in, coming back up, breathing, breathing out to lower, breathe in to pause, and out to come back up, using your core muscles. Breath in. So a little abdo prep with the ball, going up and around the ball, getting a little stretch, but at the same time working the abdominals. Breathing out to lower down, and pause and breathing out to come back up. Using your core muscles to come back up, keeping the chin towards the ceiling. Resting your head onto that hand, those hands. Okay, the next one, I'm going to come down, and as we come back up, we're going to reach, twist to the side and reach the opposite elbow to the knee. Come back to center. Reach the other one. Come back to the center. Behind. Breath in. Out to come back up and reach. Back to the middle. And reach to the other side. Back to the middle. Lower behind. And back up. And twist. Back in. Elbows nice and wide. We should just be able to see them on the periphery of our eyes. Behind. Breath in. Twist the side. Back to the center. Twist the other side. Back to the center. Lower behind. Back in. And again. And back. And this time, as we come back up, I'm going to twist. I'm going to bring one leg to single tabletop and twist. Other leg. And twist. Behind. Back in. And twist. And twist. And back. And twist. And twist. And back. Where's one more? And back. And back to the front. Really good. Reach and roll back up. Sit nice and tall. Take the ball away for a minute. Roll back down. Have a long stretch. Ooh. Flex and point your feet. And then you're gonna roll back up. And place the ball back underneath our backs. So between the shoulder blades, tucking under, lowering back down. Hover and same, holding our heads with our hands, coming up to single tabletop. We're going to reach one leg away and bring back in. Coming down, coming back up. Reach the other leg away, coming back in and down. Coming up, reach the leg away. Breathing in to come back to single tabletop. Out to lift. Into pause, out to reach. Excellent. We're going to come up a level in a second. Coming up to double tabletop. Breathing out to come up single tabletop. Imprint your wrist onto the ball, double tabletop. And then we're going to bring the hands onto the table, onto the chair, onto the oh my God, tables. We're going to put one hand onto the front of the thigh and other hand onto the side of the leg. We're going to reach the opposite leg away, and then we're going to swap, stopping the other leg, coming back to forward and back in. Breathing out to reach, in to come back. That's it. Making sure I haven't squashed that blueberry. One more each side. And then lower one leg at a time. Come back to sitting. Sit nice and tall. Roll back down. Have a long stretch. Well done. That's your abdominals done for tonight. Really good. You're going to roll onto your side. Roll onto your side. You don't need the ball right away, but you need your little head cushion between your arm and your head. Perfect. Legs nice and long, hip, top hip on top of bottom hip. Reaching that top leg away, creating that little gap underneath our waist, hands in front of us for balance if we need to. And take a breath in to prepare, breathing out, engage through your front, point and lift, left and lower. Point and lift, left and lower. Creating, make sure we're not squashing our waist down to the floor as we lift that leg up. Keeping that long length of the top leg as we reach up. I'm going to do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. You're going to stay nice and high and circle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then circle for the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Bend your knees, give your bottom a rub as you do so. Feet behind you, in line with your bottom. Roll your hips forward. Feet off the floor. That top hip is nice and long still. So reaching that top hip away from the waist, creating that little gap. Hands in front of us if we want to. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage through your front. Open and close, keeping the hips forward as we open the hips. Remembering that the top of our body is nice and relaxed and away from our ears. One more. Actually, another one. And we're going to stay open. Keep the feet together. Bring the knees together as a reverse clown. Tap the knees. Feet back together. Tap the knees. Feet together. 3, 4, 5, 6. Keeping the hips forward. 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay open and reach for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the legs down. Perfect. Give your bottom a rub. Roll onto your back. I'm going to take the ball between, put it underneath one leg. So leg long, and the ball is underneath the knee. The other leg is bent if you want to. We are nice and tall. We're just going to work our front thigh muscles by pressing onto the ball with our knees as if we wanted to burst it. 4. As we do so, we strengthen the front of our thighs. Relaxing at the same time, not to fall asleep. Two more. And then we're going to swap leg. Bring the ball onto the other knee, underneath the other knee. Lengthen the leg. And then squash it. Trying to keep the pelvis nice and square as well. 2 more. Last one. Really good. You're going to roll back onto your side. Push yourself up. And we're going to bring the legs to the other side. Head cushion between our arm and head. Legs long. Feet flexed, you can see your toes. Top leg on top of bottom leg. Top hip lengthen, making that top leg nice and long. Reaching the top hip away to create a little gap underneath our waist. Breath in to prepare. Breathe, engage through your throat. Lift and lower. Breathe in. Breathing out to lift. Into lower. Trying to keep that waist lifted as we lift the top leg. We're going to do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. You're going to stay long and do some circles for one direction. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 5 the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Well done. Bend your knees, feet behind you, in line with your bottom. Roll the hips forward, feet off of the floor. Top hip still nice and long and away from the waist. Breath in, breathing out, engage through your front, open and close, keeping the hips forward. Two more. Last one, you're going to stay open and then tap the knees together, feet in the air, back in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 2 more, 9, 10, stay up, and last 5 or 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the feet down, give your bottom a rub. Ooh. Really good. You're going to roll onto your front. You're going to need your ball. I'm going to put myself the other way so it's better for the camera. You're going to roll on your front, head cushion underneath your head, and then you're going to need the ball. You're going to put the ball on your breastbone between your 2 breasts and lay on it. Perfect. Here we go. And then we're going to, you might need a higher cushion to rest your head. Rest your forehead onto the floor. And you're going to put your arms in an L shape either side of you. We're going to tuck our bottom under and glue the pubic bone onto the floor. We're going to take a breath in. Breathing out, zip the tummy muscles towards our spine. And then we're going to come up, lifting the forehead off of the floor. And breathing, return. Breathing out to engage, lift. And breathing back down. Keeping the chin nice and tucked up, using the ball to help us pump us up and down. So we're trying to close the gap between the base of our neck and the shoulder blades. Breathing out to lift. Into return. Keeping the pubic bone nice and glued to the mat. So we reach that forehead off. And next one, we're going to try to hover the arms as well. Take a breath out and hover the arms away and back in. So you might go a bit less, maybe not as high up this time. But here the ball is giving you a little bit of support as you reach your head off of the floor. Keep going, one more. Really good. Just myself here. And then we're going to bring your arms to the side, palms facing outwards. Keeping our pubic bone nice and glued to the floor. We're going to do a breaststroke prep. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, going to hover the arms off of the floor. Glide your shoulder blades towards your bottom. Reach your feet and hover your forehead off of the floor. And breathe in, return. Breathing out, engage. You're going to hover and glide towards your feet. Hovering the forehead away. And breath in, return. Engage, glide and reach for your feet, hovering the forehead, and back in, keeping the chin nice and tucked towards your chest. Remembering a little golf ball underneath our chest, underneath our chin, or a peach. Reaching those shoulder blades towards our bottom. As we breathe in out. One more. Really good. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself up to your hands and knees. Put your knees in line with your hips. Need to pull away for a minute. Shoulder, hands shoulder width apart. Elbows soft. You're going to tuck our bottom under. Lift that. Keep the chest lifted away from the floor. And looking to the floor with our chin towards our chest. We're going to do a swimming. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathe out, engage through our core. We're going to reach one leg away and hover and back in. And then we're going to reach the other leg away as we breathe in out and hover and back in. Trying to keep the lower back nice and level. Zipping through our core, we reach and hover and back in. And back in. One more on this other leg. And then we're going to do the same with the arms. Breath in, breathe in and reach the other one arm in front and back to center. Reach in front and back under the shoulders. One more on each side. And then we're going to do opposite. Breath in to prepare, breathing out, engage and reach opposite hand and leg and back in. And reach opposite hand and leg and back in. Keeping the core nice and engaged through our movement. Soft knees, soft elbows, I mean. One more on each side. Last one. And then we're going to have a nice shallow stretch, resting our bottom on our heels, hands in front. We'll keep our feet together and open our knees a bit further, a bit wider. And then we're going to come back to our hands and knees, feet hip, knees hip width apart. We're going to do a bit of a cat stretch. So we're going to tuck under our bottom, round it back up and head in. And lift the bottom out and head out. Rounding up, head in, and lifting out, head out. Rounding up, head in, and out of the way. Back to the center or to our neutral. You take the ball, put it in the middle, underneath your chest. And we're going to put your palm facing up. You're going to roll your arm underneath through your gap. Lower yourself down, thread the little breath in. Coming back up and open the arm to the ceiling. Breathe in. Back to the center. Other side. Palms up onto the ball. Roll and thread around the arm. Reach. Lie down. Breath in. And roll back up. Open the chest to the ceiling. And back down. Again. Breath in. Breathing out. Roll and reach. Lie down. Breath in. And roll back up, open to the ceiling. And back. And one more. Threading under, rolling up the ball, breathing in as you lower down. And coming back up. Open to the ceiling. And back. And from here, we're going to move the ball away. We're going to lengthen one leg, fold your one under, keep the pelvis square to the floor as we lower ourselves down onto our elbows first, and then reaching further down if we can, stretching our bottom, deep breath in. And then we're going to come back up, bring our chest towards the ceiling before swapping for the other side. Lengthen, fold under, slide to the floor, come to your elbows and further down if you can, keeping your hips square to the floor. Deep breath in, into the stretch. And you push yourself back up pushing the chest to the ceiling, and then coming back to our sitting position. We're going to sit as if we were a mermaid on a rock with our feet on the side. We're going to take the ball and we're going to inflate it a bit more. Again, just before doing the other stretch. So quite nicely inflated. Putting onto the side of our body, moving things away. Perfect. We're going to have one hand onto this on our side and one hand on the other side. We're going to lengthen one side, one hand to the side, lengthen the leg, breathing out, breathe out to come up and over, breathe into the stretch, and out to come back up. So it's like a mermaid stretch, a little bit different. Breath in, breathing out to lower ourselves down and going over. Breathe into the stretch, stretching the lateral side of our body. And breathing out to come back up, using our core to help. Breath in, one more, breathing out to reach. Up and over. Breathe in. And out, come back up. Well done. We're going to come to our sitting, feet together before doing the other side. Feet together, sitting high on the sitting bone, letting the knees drop to the side. Our butterfly stretch. Leaning forward if we can, if we want as well. Add an extra little stretch onto our groins, letting the knees drop. And then we're going to bring the feet to the other side, sitting on our rocks like our mermaid. Ball to our side of hip, hand onto one side, out and the other hand on the other way. Breath in, breathing out, lengthen to the side, up and over. Breathe in. And back out as you're breathing out. Breath in, breathing out, reach, up and over, breathe in, and back up. Breath in, breathing out, lying down, up and over, breath in, and back up. Excellent. Coming to our bottom still. We're going to need a little head cushion. So if the ball is too, we can put the ball underneath our bottom. We might want to deflate it a little bit if we don't want to roll out of it. But we can keep it bigger if we need to, if we want to. It depends how good your balance is. And you're going to use your shoulder bridge to come up and put the ball underneath your coccyx. Excellent. Nice and relaxed. Finding a neutral. We've got a little triangle at the bottom, the back of our backs. We're going to try to keep that little triangle and stay strong through our core. We're going to bring one knee to our single tabletop. And we're going to lengthen the other leg away, feeling the stretch in the front of our hip. Holding the thigh that's on the hand, the leg that's on the single tabletop, point the foot and reach the foot towards the ceiling. Legs the foot towards you. point and come back to single tabletop. Breath in, breathing out, point towards the ceiling. Flex the foot towards you, feeling to stretch the back of your leg. Point the foot to come back to single tabletop. Breathing out, point the foot towards the ceiling. Flex the foot towards you. Breath in. And back with a foot on the floor. I'm going to bring the other leg up. Knee to chest. Oh no, that's not what I was saying. Come up to single tabletop with the other leg. Breath in, breathing out, lengthen the other leg away. Feeling to stretch the front of our hip. Hold the leg less than single tabletop with your hands. Breath in, breathing out, point the foot and reach towards the ceiling. Flex the toes towards you. Breathe in. Point and back to single tabletop. Breathing out, point towards the ceiling. Breath in. Flex the toes. Point and back to single tabletop. Breath in, breathing that point the foot towards the ceiling, straight the leg, flex the foot towards you. Oh, those hamstrings are tight. Breath in and back. Really good. Keep the ball underneath your bottom. Bring both knees to your chest. Give a nice little stretch to your lower back. Chin towards your knees. Create a little ball. Back down. One leg at a time, back to the floor. Use your shoulder bridge to lift your bottom up. Take the ball away. Roll back down. Roll to the side. Calm yourself to your knees. Tuck your feet under, sit on your heels. Roll your shoulders back. Deep breath in. Hands in front of your knees. Push and roll onto your feet. Feeling to stretch the back of your legs. Breath in. And push your bottom up towards the ceiling. Using your roll down to come back up. Roll the shoulders back. Let the blood come back down. Get a nice and tall. Deep breath in and out. And you are all done for tonight. Well done.